From the dawn of history, the advance of civilization itself has been made possible through the ability of one person to communicate with another. Over the centuries, the exchange of ideas, the capacity to think and transmit those thoughts to another, has allowed us to progress from the primitive cultures of ancient times to the present day, when we can literally reach for the stars. And today, more than ever, knowledge is power. Tomorrow belongs to the educated. How then do we gain the knowledge that will be needed if we're to navigate all of those tomorrows? The same way it has always been done, by looking to those who have gone before. In every age, through all centuries, the only way anyone has ever effectively grown from infancy to adulthood is by building on the experience of others. Even the trailblazers, the innovators, were carried to their starting places on the shoulders of everyone who had walked the earlier roads. It is our written history as a people, building line upon line, page upon page, concept upon concept, that now allows us to benefit from all the experiences of our forebears back through the libraries of time. In 1920, Clarence S. said,
"Monuments fall, nations perish, civilizations grow old and die. And after an era of darkness, new races build others. But in the world of books are volumes that have seen this happen again and again, and yet live on, still young, still as fresh as the day they were written, still telling men's hearts of the hearts of men centuries dead. And even the books that do not last long penetrate their own times at least, sailing farther than Ulysses ever dreamed, like ships upon the seas. And as for the publishers, it is they who build the fleet, plan the voyage, and sail on, facing wreck, till they find every possible harbor that will value their burden."
We might add, the bookseller should be honored as the helmsman who pilots the vessel through the stormy seas, bringing us the information we need most. The greatest function of a book is to stimulate the pursuit of knowledge and the love of learning. Without them, there would be no libraries, and worse, no schools. Libraries and schools may just be buildings with four walls, but they have tomorrow inside. And with the advent of the computer, we now have a potential library in every home. Add a phone line, and every home is an on-ramp to the information highway. What a glorious time. Anyone with a keyboard and a fertile mind can now access almost any thought that has ever been committed to writing. But our knowledge is only as good as our information. And if knowledge is power, then we become more powerful and productive if we can access the original sources of the entire American experience. Throughout history, great leaders have given us more than their service. They have given us their words to guide our lives. Feel Susan B. Anthony's anguish when she said,
"I stand before you tonight under indictment for the alleged crime of having voted at the last presidential election without having the lawful right to vote. The preamble of the federal Constitution says, 'We the people of the United States.' It was we the people, not we the white male citizens, nor yet we the male citizens, but we the whole people who formed the Union."
Understand Theodore Roosevelt's character when he said,
"It is not the critic who counts, not the man who points out how the strong man stumbles, or where the doer of deeds could have done them better. The credit belongs to the man who is actually in the arena, whose face is marked by dust and sweat and blood, who strives valiantly, who at the best knows in the end the triumph of high achievement, and who at the worst, if he fails, at least fails while daring greatly, so that his place shall never be with those cold and timid souls who know neither victory nor defeat."
So great was the impact of these words, they were later repeated by 4 different presidents: Roosevelt, Kennedy, Johnson, and Nixon. Ideas live on. They can define the man. During the presidential campaign of 1968, Robert Kennedy used as his theme,
"Some people see things as they are and say, why? I dream things that never were and say, why not?"
It was the same idea his brother John had spoken of in 1963 to the Irish Parliament when he quoted the original source, George Bernard Shaw, who wrote it in 1921. Ideas shape civilizations. They change the world. For more than 25 years, the Berlin Wall stitched a scar across the landscape of Germany. Listen to the power of Ronald Reagan's words in 1987 at the Brandenburg Gate.
There is one sign the Soviets can make that would be unmistakable, that would advance dramatically the cause of freedom and peace. General Secretary Gorbachev, if you seek peace, if you seek prosperity for the Soviet Union and Eastern Europe, if you seek liberalization, come here to this gate. Mr. Gorbachev, open this gate. Mr. Gorbachev, tear down this wall.
These are but a few examples of the power of ideas. So where do you find the great ideas? At the source. We must discover the source. It is the mission of Western Standard Publishing Company to make quality, original source information available and affordable to everyone. Our nation's history is full of symbols of our struggle for survival and our search for a better society. Among those symbols are enduring words that ring through the ages. The principles of those words will last only as long as they are actively pursued in an ongoing voyage of discovery. We look back upon the heritage of all the years that have brought us to this moment, and we echo the words of Abraham Lincoln.
That from these honored dead, we take increased devotion to that cause for which they gave their last full measure of devotion. That we here highly resolve that these dead shall not have died in vain. That this nation under God shall have a new birth of freedom, and that government of the people, by the people, for the people, shall not perish from the earth.